everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to this makeup collection kind of a video where I'm showing you everything in my makeup storage, letting you know how I organize things, showing you not everything but bigger parts of my collection. I have a very large collection, so it's really hard for me to show you every bit and piece. You're gonna see that once we get into it, but this is more of a wider look at what I have, how I store it, how I organize it. I do have a video that went up on my channel some months ago. Was that like this summer? I think it was this summer, where I was basically like decorating this entire room. You can see me putting together my background, my makeup storage, my like editing desk, all of that. So I will leave that video down below as well, because it took me several months to get that video together if you want to see more of how my room looks. But this video is going to be all about what's in my makeup storage, my makeup cabinets. And like I said, I won't be able to show you every little single piece of these things, but I'm giving you a bit of a peek into my collection. And every year I do a makeup declutter series where I show you almost everything in my collection, and I'll let you know whether or not I'm keeping it or if I'm getting rid of it. So if you want to see more a detailed view about everything in my collection, that is upcoming, and it's coming, well, I usually put it up like late November or something. Just something fun to end the year with. Remember that I work with this. This is something that I do for a living. So yes, I do have a lot of makeup. I will say that I probably bought 50% myself and 50% was sent to me as PR. But remember that this is what I do for a living. There is a difference between someone that works as a carpenter and someone that just buys some IKEA furniture to put together every now and then. They're gonna have a different set of tools. And that's how you have to look at my collection as well. I'm not telling you that you need this much makeup or that anyone needs this much makeup. This is just the stuff that I have in my collection that I use as a reference or that I use in my line of work, basically. But yeah, I will have a declutter series coming up later on. And if you haven't been there before, if this is your first video here, do consider subscribing. I do love makeup and beauty. I try to put up 5 videos a week, and I'm trying lately to just show you what I have as well and not focus so much on the new. So I felt like this was a really good video to have in that kind of a theming on my channel, just actually showing you what I have. If there's anything in my collection that you're like, hey, what is this? Hey, where is that? I was so sure that you bought this and that. I do not put things into my makeup storage before I've hauled them and before I've reviewed them. I have separate baskets here in my room where I put things that I have not reviewed yet. So if you miss some things in my collection, it's because they haven't been put into storage yet. But okay, enough chatting. Let's get into the actual makeup collection. Okay, so this is the full storage unit that I use for my makeup collection. You can see my ring light here, but listen, I need to do something for the lighting. This is Bestow from IKEA. I do not use Alex drawers anymore. And if you had seen the video where I put this room together, I will link it down below. You would have seen this furniture already. I have my perfume collection, and here I have some newer additions of perfume to my collection that I'm either reviewing or that I haven't hauled yet. I have some of my jewelry, I have the lip glaze by Kaleidos, and I have all my pens over here. And yes, I know that's excessive, we already talked about that, don't call me out. And then we have 3 different baskets here of things that I am in the process of pulling out of my collection that I'm gonna film stuff with soon, so you're not gonna be able to find those in my collection. I'm gonna have my husband help me while I open these cabinets, but let's just start at the top and I can show you everything that I have. I have these storage units. Most of these are from Target. Some of them are for the Container Store, but I'm gonna be honest, the Container Store is just so expensive. Here I have like, these are just blushes. It's honestly crazy. Well, some of these are blushes, some of these are highlighters. These are from the Solmone collection by Oden's Eye. So these are the blushes, and then the purple ones are the highlighters. This is the purpley one. And then I have a bunch of other things back here as well. Like I have the Sigma blushes. I have this one. It's such a good one. It's from Half Magic. I only have one of the colors. This is the peachy one. But honestly, this is such a good release from this year as well. I really do enjoy it. And I have a couple of things from Earthly Cosmetics. This in the dark highlighter. It's called Flicker. It's just so much fun. I also have some things that I don't use as much. I don't use the Gerard as much anymore as I used to, or the One Size. Here's something that I should be using more though. And this is the Persimmon one by M Cosmetics. It's one of the best orange blushes in my collection. Honestly, should be using that more. Let me put that on the front. This is one of my best ones because this is all my ColourPop blushes. I have so many good ones. This is the one that I probably use the most. It's a Drop of a Hat. It's like the peachy one, peachy gold one. I think they still have this one. I have a couple of limited edition ones like the one from Tinkerbell. And I have like some blushes. There are the ones that they came up. What was this one called? I don't remember this collection really. It was like a paint collection. What was it called? I don't remember, but I have those blushes here. I have this super pink one. Now this is the Saving the World, it's the peach one. But don't I have one of the pink ones from, oh, did I get rid of that one? The one from Liz McGuire. I also have this Jet Set. This is so beautiful. It's like a brownish orange Jet Set. I don't know if they have this one already, but yeah, blushes from ColourPop is here. And here is cream blushes, and nobody's more surprised than me that I have this many cream blushes. Well, this isn't a cream blush. This is actually from ColourPop too. This is from the Orchid You Not collection, but honestly, this one is so pretty. But I have a couple of Charlotte Tilbury ones. These are really good. Well, this one is technically a highlighter. It's actually the medium Pillow Talk, but I use it as a cream blush. This one I used quite recently. It's the orangey one from Trixie Cosmetics. It's just a very pretty one. I wish it was just a little bit more pigmented though, if I'm gonna be honest. I also have these. These are so pretty. It's from Floris's. I did do a sponsored video with them, but I honestly think that these cream blushes are probably the best thing from that whole video. Really, really enjoy using those. This one is probably going to be decluttered at the end of the year. It's the REM cream blush. Do I have any else? Probably this one from e.l.f. as well. I'm not like blown away. Same as this one. Oops. Same as this one, the Sephora Flushed Blush. It's nice, but it's super matte, and I really like a little bit hard to work with, so I don't see myself keeping that one. This one from Melt is really good. I don't use this one enough. This is Sundown. It's like a terracotta one with a little shimmer in it. Even more blush. I have some Natasha Denona. I have some of the limited edition from the Love collection. I also have this one that I'm so happy I kept in my declutter. I was on the fence. It's the Bare Mineral Bronzer, but I'm so happy I still have it. Oh, and I have a couple of these really nice ones from Melt. This one is technically a highlighter. It is called Genesis, and it is like a peachy gold, but I use it as a blush. It's really, really pretty. This was one of the best releases from last year, and I think these are still available. These are the Chic Pop blushes in shimmer from Clinique. It's really, really nice. Even more Natasha Denona, some Nabla. I really like, where is this over here? Oh, Papa, isn't this a highlighter? Should this be here? Isn't this a highlighter? Are you supposed to be here? No, this is the blush. Never mind. I'm crazy. But these are so nice. The Kiko ones, I wonder if these are still available. These are like really nice shimmery ones. The other one is a pink. I remember I bought one and then I thought it was so good that I needed another one. I think this is the peachy pink one. Really nice. Kiko makes nice powder products, to be honest. And if we go down here, these are blushes that I have gotten added to my collection, and highlighters as well, so you can see where I have the full collection. Well, I gave away a lot of these blushes from Benefit though, but I do have, like, they sent me all of them. This is the butterfly, it's my favorite, but I didn't keep all of them. So I have all of the new Lethal ones, the shimmery ones. This one I actually used yesterday. I have all of the highlighters from Kaleidos. This is the Skywalker one. And I also really love these, the duochrome, like multi-chrome ones. And of course the blushes. I might break up my collections once I get to a declutter. Oh, this red one from Kaleidos. These are so pretty. But right now I'm just keeping them together. Is this my favorite one in the whole collection? I don't know, but these are all of my Super Shock highlighters. As you can tell, I have quite a few different collections here. And I mean, this is my favorite highlighter formula that I have in my collection. I still have this one. Let me show you. This blue one. It's Fire. Oh, do you see how well used that is? This one is Fire from one of the Kathleen Lights collections. That's a very used highlighter. And probably my favorite ever is this one, the Hades one. This one is, of course, discontinued since long ago, but like, I'm not getting rid of it. And I have my other cream highlighters here. I don't have that many. I feel pretty good about that. I think my favorite is this one from Tarte. It's really good. I also really like the ones from Charlotte Tilbury. They're also really good. This one, the Makeup Revolution Bright Lights, don't get this one. It's only staying because I need to mention it as one of the worst of 2022. So don't do what I did. Don't buy that one. And here are the rest of my highlighters. So this one, it's really hard to store. It's the Frosted Flakes one from Glamlight. It is a very, very, very glowy highlighter. This is a Charlotte Tilbury one, the one that came out this year. Usually at the end of the year, every year, I do a video where I go through my entire collection and I split it up like highlighters and then eyeshadow palettes and all of that separately. I really like this one from OPV Beauty. Like basically go through all of it and I declutter what I don't want to have in my collection anymore. So that's why I'm not showing you everything. Look, I still have Champagne Pop. It's still in my collection. I can't believe, by the way, that Milk Makeup got rid of this one. This is, what was it called? Flex Highlighter. It's in Lit. This was such a good formula. It's so hard to open though. I can't believe they got rid of this one. It was so pretty. I'm actually a little bit surprised. I still have some things in my collection that are not available, like this Illumination. And what else do I have in my collection? I don't know. Like the Becca, of course. Did this discontinue this one? This is Joy by Bare Minerals. This is so pretty. If you can find it, definitely recommend it. I don't think that this is available anymore either. This is from Kiko Milano. Also a really beautiful highlighter. What else do I have here? Oh, the MAC and Star Trek. Never used it. It's a collectible. My husband is judging me from the back, but I have a couple of things in here that like I don't use them that often. Like this one. It's not even that good. Maybe that one should be decluttered, but they're still here in my collection because sometimes it's nice to have as a reference, and sometimes it is nice to save things as like just a collectible. This is one of my favorite highlighter palettes. I built this myself by Lunar Cosmetics. It is a yellow highlighter, a orange highlighter, and a champagne highlighter. Their formula is one of my favorites. So this is the cabinet where I have foundations, concealers, powders. I also have my bronzers and some other bits and bobs. Well, this one I think is a is this not a cream bronzer? This is the Makeup by Mario. I see a future where this is getting decluttered. This one is not that getting decluttered though. This is the Jacqueline Cosmetics bronzer. It is so good. This one, this doesn't even work. Like maybe I should, this one is also getting decluttered. But yeah, I have a bunch of bronzers, like the one that Fenty came up with this year. I have this one that's discontinued by Kiko Milano, but I really love it, so it's still in my collection. It's like a shimmery and a matte one in the same. It's really good. I also have this new one. It's a rubberized front. This is by House Labs. I really like this one as well. Not as much as I like the Jacqueline Cosmetics one, but I still really love it. This is probably my most used one. It's Fenty. You can see, oh my god, this looks, why am I showing you my dirty makeup? I don't know. But yeah, I have a bunch of powder bronzers. I don't think that this is like that much, but some needs to go. This is where I have cream bronzers and some powders that are loose. I don't have that many loose powders, but I don't know what happened with cream bronzers. Some of this needs to be culled for sure. This is one of my favorites. It's from Charlotte Tilbury. It's the one, why is everything so hard to open? It's the one she released this year. I really like this one. I think it's really good. I also love the one from Tarte. This also, I think all of this came out this year. I feel like cream bronzers have really been the thing for this year. Some of them might be not discontinued, but decluttered, like the one from Milk Makeup. It's a really old. I don't think I love the one from ILYS. I love the ones from Rare. I even have 2 colors. The NYX one is so-so. Same with the e.l.f. one. Like you can make them work. This one, the little putty one that's over here. Like you can make them work, but they're definitely not a favorite. They're decent. But yeah, I'm keeping these in containers. I think that these might be from Muji though. Like these ones, and then some of these are the Container Store, and this is from Target, those like more flimsy ones. Here's where I keep the foundations that are like in a tube. I have some that are discontinued, like the NYX one, and also this one that I love from Becca, but I mean I keep using them, so I'm not gonna get rid of them. I also have the lipsticks from Ace Beauty here, because they don't fit in my lipstick. You'll see that one is the Chaos one. Down here I also have my sheet masks. Please, nobody send me any more sheet masks. I'm begging you, brands, please, no more sheet masks. And my concealers. Well, this one isn't a concealer. This is the Juvia's Place foundation. I have it in Cebu, but I use this as whenever I need a spot concealer. This one, because it dries down on itself and it's very full coverage, I do use this one as a concealer, like spot concealer. I have the ABH one, the Maybelline one. This is probably the one that I use the most right now, and I really love this one from Huda Beauty. The Faux Filter one is so good. I have so many really good ones here. Pat McGrath. This is probably going to be in the KVD one, the one that's going to be really hard to declutter, because I kind of like most of my concealers, if we're going to be honest. Not this one. The Zara one, you don't need that one. And then we have the pressed powders. Oh yeah, there's one loose powder here. This is, I don't use all of this, I'm going to be honest. For some reason I stopped using the high glass one. I probably should put this up front again and just use it up. It's been discontinued for some reason, but I kind of want to use it up because it's such a good finishing powder. It's like glowy, but not like too highlighty. Some of these, like, I don't even like. Most of these that I'm showing you. So yeah, there could be some decluttering there. And then we have foundations that can stand up. These are mostly good, all of them. Some of them are in like the wrong shade, like this one from Zara. I really like it, but it's in the wrong shade. I really like this Light Wonder from Charlotte Tilbury. You can see that I've used a lot. Same with this Makeup Forever. You can see that I've used a lot. I really like it. I also really like the Best Skin Ever by Sephora. And the Pat McGrath is really good. This one is probably going to get decluttered. I really tried with this one. You can see I've used quite a lot. This is Kosa's one. It came out this year. I just don't love it. The Uma one I'm trying to pan it, but it's going real slow. I was sent this, the Tinted Moisturizer by Rare Beauty, but it is just way too glowy for me. It doesn't work out at all for me. So this is the one that has my lip products, and this is the one that is not in order. This is Chaos, and I am looking forward to culling this collection so that I can bring order back to my empire. We've watched too much Star Wars lately. No, but honestly, I had an ambition to keep some kind of order here. Like, for instance, I have a lot of my lipsticks from indie brands here. I have the Juvia's Place ones. This one, like this dark Frenemy, it's so pretty. I love the ones from We Makeup. These are really good. I have the Oden's Eye. These from BK Beauty. Like, everything about these are just so pretty. And I also have the one from LH Cosmetics down here. These are all lipsticks that I have been sent in PR, and I have the full collection. Well, some of these I have decluttered part of the collection. This is Finesse. It's from Proper Beauty. It's one of the best colors from Proper Beauty for me, for my skin tone. So I keep them here, but then it's full chaos. Like, this was supposed to be high-end lipsticks. I have these from House Labs. I really love this formula. I cannot recommend this formula enough. I also really love this formula from Vive. I have two lipsticks from Vive, and I also really love the I Need a Nude from Natasha Denona. This is in Charlotte, I can tell already, and I got some on the... It's a yellowy brown. And then I have some limited edition and another Vive. Oh, the other Vive is here. And I have some MAC. This MAC is the one that I bought from the fall collection, the one that's like a yellowy brown. So pretty. And I also have one of these dragon lipsticks, if you remember from is this CC or Floris's? I feel like this is CC, the ones that have the embossing on the side. Really cool. And then this lip tint from Fenty. But yeah, it's a little bit chaos. I have the Give Beauty lipsticks here. You know, I really love this formula. This is one of the nude ones. And yeah, it's M Cosmetics, it's REM Beauty. This is a nice formula too. I wish they had better colors. The Makeup by Mario. I have an old H&M Beauty. Melt Cosmetics. This one, this is the color that we chose when we were in Rome together. This orangey one from Lancome. When we were traveling. We bought this when we were at Sephora. Do you remember?
No.
What do you mean no? We took so long. We were swatching so many lipsticks in Sephora, and finally we picked this one.
Maybe.
You were there. You should remember. You should remember. Here I tried to put drugstore lipsticks, but as you can see, I'm already kind of failing. What is this? Please. Hello? Oh my god. This is from Kiko. Oh, this is the one that's a really nice color. I have a couple of others that are not as good colors. There are some Colourpop and Star Wars here. There are these from L'Oreal that I've had in my collection for forever. There are some of these Colourpop glowing lips here. These are so nice. And you know I love the Lip Stories by Sephora. These are such good quality lipsticks. Or if you're looking for something good at Sephora that's affordable at Sephora, definitely go for the Lip Stories one. Now you can see I have a bunch here. I have so many of these. This one. I love yellow lipsticks. I was trying to keep my luxury ones here. The ones that are a little bit more expensive. I have Charlotte Tilbury. I have some from Gucci, Bobbi Brown. Is this also Gucci? It could be. There's some Charlotte Tilbury, some Anastasia. I think, oh yeah, this one is so pretty. I don't remember the name of this one. A Royal Scandal. These Gucci ones, oh, these Gucci ones are just so pretty. I really love when they release these packagings because they were so extra. The glowy lipsticks that they released. This is the nudie one. They also came out with an orangey one. It's here somewhere. I can't find it. Well, as you can see, I'm using these thin containers to store lipstick in most places here. But this is just chaos. These are just glosses, about face, NYX. Can you tell I love lip oils and lip treatments? This is madness. So all of this needs to be gone through with my declutter so I can just see what I'm gonna keep and what I'm not gonna keep. Because like it's too many lip products and I don't love all of them if I'm gonna be totally honest with you. So I really need to go through and like see what I'm gonna keep and what I'm gonna get rid of. Here is some more indie stuff. Yeah, there's just a bunch of... This one I used quite recently. It's from Lunar Beauty. But it's just really... These lip products, there used to be a rhyme and reason. Those days are past. Okay, so this... what do I want to call this cabinet? I have a lot of accessories, like stuff that are like extras for makeup looks. But this is also where the eyeshadow starts. So this one up here is a lot of things from BH Cosmetics. I still have the entire Birthstone collection and I have the entire Say That collection here. Like I used this palette. Can you not? I used this palette not too long ago. The Optimistic AF. I had it in my fall palettes. But yeah, these still stay here together. I'm still hoping that we're gonna see great things from BH Cosmetics in the future. I also have all of the Hershey Kisses. I have these ones in a separate, to store them separately, the ones that Glamlight came out with. So they are just over here in this little compartment. I have extra brow things, if any brow products, if I need to change it around, or like this is stuff that I like, but it's not in rotation right now. Same here. This is eye primers. It's not in rotation right now, but it's things that I like. And then we're getting into what I call accessories. These are glitter liners and super shock shadows. I have some of these from the Peeps collection. This is an old one. This is Kelp Me. This is one of the oldest things in my collection and I absolutely love it. I also still have this one. Do you remember this like butterfly collection from a million years ago? I still have one of the super shock shadows from that. So there are glitter liners here. This one is probably going to be discontinued. Why do I keep saying discontinued? This is going to be decluttered. This is from Half Magic. I didn't love that one at all. Here I have stuff this is my shame basket. But right now it's only 3 things. I feel good about that. It's palettes that I haven't used, that I haven't decided if I'm keeping or not. These are my matte liquid eyeshadows. Where this one shimmery here from Half Magic. But I have my About Face. I have a bunch of different colors from About Face, as you can see. And then I have also the ones from House Labs. I like the ones from Half Magic the most, and I like the ones from House Labs the least. Here's also, I got the whole collection from Glam Shop. These are also really good. If you're living in Europe, definitely recommend these. Some of them I have doubles off, so I need to take them out so I can give them away. Most of these are still like unused. This one I have used. The yellowy one that's called Sunflower. These are really good as bases when you're doing eyeshadow looks. Here are my gel liners. There's also 2 liquid shadows here for some reason. Let me put those over here. But these are gel liners. There are Melt Cosmetics. There's a bunch of Lethal. I have some water activated ones from Suva here. Like this one. This is a... What do you call them? Like UV activated ones. This is Acid Trip. It's really, really cool. I really like gel liners from time to time as well. This is my liquid liners. Most of these... Oh, there's another. eyeshadow over here. Most of these are liquid liners that have color to them that I use for details, and then I have a couple of these like gems here as well. Some of these I've gotten in PR and some of them I bought myself. Then...
Nope. I see 2 more.
Oh! True. Over here, let me actually take these out so you can see them. Because I have 2 more baskets over here, and these I don't use enough. This is loose pigments. I have a billion. These are from that Russian brand. What are they called? I don't even remember, but this is from that Russian brand. I also have mine from Inglot. These are probably my favorite. They're so good. I also have some ones that I actually reach for from time to time. These from OPV Beauty, the neon ones. You can see I have a bunch of neons here. These are really, really, really good, the neon ones. And I also really like the one from Carla Cosmetics. I think I have 1 or 2. And those are really nice as well. And then the last one over here, this is like liquid glittery eyeshadows and these kind of glitter gels. Most of them are from Colourpop. I also have a couple of Jelly Much here. These are from the Star Wars collection. These are just things that I don't reach for on a daily basis, but when I need them, I'm very excited that they are here in my collection and that I have them. Okay, let's get into the eyeshadows. These I bought at Target. Is this dirt? Don't look at my dirt. These are, I think you buy them in like 3-pack or 4-pack. They're fairly affordable and they do hold quite a lot of palettes actually. These are my single shadows. I still have Makeup Geek and I have, these are Cleonad, I think, and there might be some other ones as well. This is a palette by Unearthly Cosmetics when they were Alien Cosmetics, and these are Terra Moon shadows. I have a bunch of different, like all of my Cleonad are here, for example, the stained glass. I have all of them here in this little basket. Like, look at that. That is mesmerizing. And also the last one. This is the first collection they came up with. These are so pretty. I also have a bunch from Gleminatrix in this palette that they sent me. These are really, really good quality as well. So yeah, I have a bunch of single shadows. I don't even know where all of these are from, if I'm gonna be honest. Oh, these are Sydney Grace, that I know. And this is Glambox. It says Glambox. It's from Glam Shop. These are really good. Oh, here are even more Terra Moon. Really, really pretty shadows. I try to keep them by brand. This one is from Oden's Eye. This is all the Oden's Eye palettes I own. I think there might be the first palette that they released that I'm missing, but I have all of them here. Like the Saga of Freya, all of them. The 3 ones that they came up with. This is the first collection they did. The Giant Wolves, the Red Dragon, the Hummingbird. Of course, I have my palette here. This is the untouched one that I have. This one is still available on the site. So this is the one that I have that's untouched. And of course I have one that is touched, the one that I'm using. Here's the Elva 2 eyeshadow palette that they released. And also, oh, this one that they released after mine, the Sol Mono one. So pretty. So yeah, I also have the Jacqueline palette here. Like, it's just trying to, like, I'm trying to keep them by brand, but sometimes it's not possible. This is the one that's Kaleidos, Nabla, and I also have some Visi art here, like this one. This is so good, the Violet Autumn Dew. It's such a nice palette. I also have, with the Kaleidos palettes, the first one that they came up with, this is the Deep Sea Luster palette. This is such a good palette. I'm so sad that they weren't able to bring it back. And of course, my palette that I did with Kaleidos, this is the Club Nebula palette. This is a used one. And I have all of the palettes that they've come up with. This is the Flower Punk palette. So yeah, I keep them all here. I think they're all pretty. I also have some of the ones that have been discontinued, like this one. The mini one that's like the neon rainbow. It's a really pretty one. I really love Kaleidos, so I don't see myself getting rid of any of those. Here we have the first indie basket. This one is Glamlight and Unearthly Cosmetics. So I have a bunch of Unearthly Cosmetics here. Like this one was the Halloween palette last year. I have oh, this is the when she redid the Lore palette. I talked about this quite recently as well. And this is like the first all shimmery. No, this is the volume 2. All I Ever Wanted, the all shimmery palette. So I have all of my Unearthly here, and then I have all of my Glamlight over here. I have like the Cake palette. This one is an oldie but a goodie. And then I have some of the newer ones, like the Frosted Flakes palette. I cannot wait to see the Barbie palette. As I'm filming this, I haven't seen the reveal yet, but I cannot wait to see it because it's coming next week. So in this cabinet, you can see there's almost only eyeshadow palettes, and then I have some things on the top floor. These are like stuff for the bath, and this bathtub that we have here is not ideal. So maybe I'll take some more baths this winter, we don't know, but I'm keeping them here. There's also some bath products in the back. Then there are my lashes. We don't need to talk about false lashes, but it's a mess, but it's over here. And then I have some palettes. This one has Sigma, like it has the Cinderella that came out last year. It has the Untamed. I don't remember when this one came out. And of course the new mod that came out this year. I of course have the Alice in Wonderland as well, but it's being reviewed, and some stuff that you don't see in my collection right here, it's because it's in baskets that outside of my collection that has stuff that's either hasn't been hauled yet or that is in the process of being reviewed. I don't put them into my collection before I've made up my mind about them. I think I talked about that in the beginning. This is basically almost all Lethal Cosmetics. I love this one so much. It's the Night Flower palette. So pretty. There's also some Kai Love here. This is the Art Nouveau palette. And I also have the Cleona palette that they came up with. Oh, if I can open it. It's a really pretty one. But yeah, most of this is Lethal Cosmetics. There are some Divina, but most of this... Oh, this is the Lethal is Dead. And I also have some from We Makeup here. Some palettes that I've done myself with their singles. This one, I tried to keep more mainstream stuff in this one. So I have some Pat McGrath. I have some REM Beauty. I did review this on my channel, the mini. I have some Give Beauty. I also have some of my Huda mini palettes. I don't foresee this one surviving my declutter. I also have some of the Norvina ones, and I have my ABH palettes here, like the Amrisi one and the Jackie Aina one, and I also have the new one, the Nouveau here. So this is like more mainstream things in my collection is in this basket. And here we have even more indie makeup. Like I have this Break the Rules. It's so pretty. I also have these palettes from Gloss Gods, the all shimmer ones that they came out with. And this is the one that's my favorite, the one that's like a little bit more on the green side, green blue. And oh, there's so much indie here. Meet Me at Midnight. This old Makeup Geek palette with Manny. It's staying in my collection. I also have the Laura Lee and Erin palette, the Candy Skies. Really pretty, and I have her highlighter palette here as well. No, her blush palette. It has one highlighter. That's a really nice one. Oh, and the Still Pretty by September Rose. That's a nice one as well. So yeah, there's a bunch of indie ones here. Glaminatrix, Glam Shop. This is the one that Terra Moons did. I think it was like 2 years ago. The El Barrio, I think it was called that. That's a really nice one. Oh, and the palette that my friend Maggie has done with Gloss Gods, the Incendio one. That's a really nice one as well. Of course, that's the... Here's another one with indie makeup. And here I have some of my bigger palettes when it comes to indie makeup. So I have the Carnival 3. This is huge. So huge. And I have the Michaela palette, the first one with Glam Light. I have all my Blend Bunny is here. The blends. I think the Surge is my favorite. The one that has neons and then grunges. I think this one is so cute. I also have some OPV here. This is the Bloom palette. And I have Tiny Marvels, of course. That's never leaving. The one that Sydney Grace did with Mel Thompson. And then I have Nomad, more Nomad, and even more Nomad. Of course, there are some more Nomad palettes going into this basket, but I haven't reviewed them yet. Oh, do you remember this one? It's the Nomad palette, the Christmas palette from last year. I'm excited to see what they do for holiday this year. And then, of course, it's the Heather Austin palette together with Adept. One of my favorites. It's staying forever. Even if this one grows mold, not getting rid of it. This is the full one with Juvia's Place. This is all of my Juvia's Place palettes. And I also have these here. The one from Cosmic Brushes. This is the Serenity palette that really went viral this year. But yeah, I have a bunch of Juvia's Place, and here I don't have any of the new ones, but I've saved a lot of the old ones. And here is the rest of my BH Cosmetics. I have all of the travel palettes, the Hawaii, the Amalfi, Barcelona, Saint Tropez. Of course, this one is my favorite, the Passion in Paris. Oh, so good. And I still have my Sweet Shop palettes, the Pistachio, the Bubblegum, and the Cherry on Top. The Cherry on Top is my favorite. It's honestly such a good palette. I really hope that we are going to be able to see stuff like this from BH Cosmetics in the future. I have high hopes. This is my most expensive drawer. I'm gonna need none of you to count the value of this one, okay? None of you count the value of my Natasha Denona one. Oh my god. So yeah, I have a bunch. I have the pastel. Let me see if I can move this small one. The pastel one, the retro one. Of course, I have the new Dream one as well, but it's not in this one. The Sunrise one. I really like this one. There's like the Sendo. I don't know why people dislike this one. I thought the color story was really fun. It was like a mix of neutrals and colors. The Bronze, the Love. I'm so sad that this is discontinued. Color story is just so good. And I think, I mean, this is probably my favorite. Is it my favorite? I don't know. The Metropolis one. But it's been discontinued. And then the Trio Chrome palette that she had. There's a bunch of palettes here. Oh, and this like really colorful one, the Circo Loco palette. This was a fun one. And then I have not all of the minis, but a big chunk of the minis. Let's be honest. This is the one it doesn't hold that much. I do have some backup brushes here that are actually clean. I know we're all surprised. Not much of my favorite brushes are here though. And now we have this one. This one is filled with stuff that like I have worked on. There are still some samples here. There are some like cute letters that I have gotten. There are like stuff that I have worked on. And for some reason these, I'm not sure why these are here. They apparently live here. There's like the PR boxes that I have with Pallets and Oden's eye. Some samples that we were working on that didn't make the cut. So this is like place that technically could be filled with makeup if I needed more space, but I'm kind of hoping I would need less space, not more space. This one is another one with indie makeup. This one holds some Glam Shop. There are some singles in here, more Glam Shop, and I wonder if there are Makeup Geek pastels in here. It's the Geology Cosmetics Pill Brow palette, and there's also all of my palettes from Game Beauty. I know they're coming out with a new one soon. That's gonna be real fun. And these are the ones from Coastal Scents that I've saved. Rest in peace, Coastal Scents. I will miss you. And then I have two palettes here that are from Divina that are filled with Divina eyeshadows. Really, really pretty singles. Again, I do have videos swatching these in case you are interested in seeing singles. I do have videos swatching both these Divina ones and also the ones that I showed you before from Cleona. Here is even more indie. This is Lunar Beauty. I have a bunch of Lunar Beauty, like the Moonspell 1. I have the Moonspell 2. I have the Outer Dimension Face Palette. I have the new Nude Person Blush. And I also have the old blush palette here. And here's, of course, the eyeshadow palette, the Nude Person. So I have those here. I also have a bunch of stuff from LH Cosmetics. I have some more stuff that's getting to be in this basket because I am going to review it in a bit. And I also have my Beauty Bay palettes. This one is probably my favorite, the earthy one. I've had so much fun with this one. Honestly, I like all of these. And these are not limited edition. The Midnight and then the Berries one. I like that they released something that was like this good and not limited edition for a change. Here we have Melt Cosmetics and Ace Beauty. So I have like these palettes from Ace Beauty. I think I have all of them. This is the Flare one. And then I have all of the Melt Cosmetics ones that I own. This is the Waiting Room, the Beetlejuice collection that they did. Was that last year? No, that was the year before that. So I also have the green one over here. And then this is the palette that they did last year. The bigger one. This was really good quality, but I think most people agree that they didn't want as big of a palette. But I have a bunch of. I have the Vita and the Muerte as well. I'm really hoping, I think they have just shown that they're doing mini palettes this year. I think that's smart. So this is the Muerte palette. So I have my Melt here, and then I have even more Ace-Beauté. This Classical Paradise is one of the most used palettes in my collection. I think it's so pretty. I also really love the color story of this one with the reds and the pinks. So beautiful. Oh, and this one, of course, the new one. This one had an accident. Don't look at that. Don't look at her scar, but it's a really pretty palette. The new one, Tropical Vibes. So the last one that I have here is the one that is becoming a little bit overflowing, that I might need to get another one for, and this is my ColourPop one. So I have a bunch this in the springs that I really love. It came out this year. I highly recommend the Star Wars that I really hope they're bringing back. I have the old Hocus Pocus ones. The new one is of course going to be in here as well if I can fit it. I have the Avatar one still in the sleeve because I think the sleeve is so pretty. I really like this palette. I thought it was really good. I have a bunch of new palettes here. I feel like they've been doing really good. At First Sight, of course, is still in my collection. Lush Life. This was one of the best palettes of last year. I'm so sad that it's no longer around. This one is around though. If you're looking for a neutral palette with a twist, Lust to Dusk, this is so pretty. I don't know if they got rid of this collection, the Winnie the Pooh. It might have been limited edition and gone, but yeah, these are so nice. I have the Tinkerbell, I have the Darth Vader, I still have the Baroque. Like, I have a bunch of these palettes. This one they need to bring back. For some reason they released this year in the Limelight and then they discontinued it. I don't understand why. And the Orchid You Not, one of the best palettes that ColourPop has. So good. I have a bunch of these quads from ColourPop. I honestly think they are so good. But yeah, that's gonna be the end of this video. I think I have shown you everything. Am I gonna be able to fit all of this again here? I'm failing. I'm telling you, this ColourPop one is the one that needs an expansion. But yeah, this is how I store my collection. This is how I organize my collection. As you can see, some parts of my collection is really well organized and some are just total mayhem, like the lip section. That needs to stop. It cannot be like that. So after my declutter, hopefully everything will be a little better than it is right now. But yeah, this is how I store my stuff. I think it is a little bit different from other YouTubers because I feel like a lot of people are still doing the Alex drawers and some of them are doing the Pax wardrobes, but I really like having it like this. I like being able to open the drawers, and I also like the nice wooden fronts, so when it's closed it's actually a really pretty furniture that doesn't show the mess behind, and I really love that. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you again tomorrow for a new video. Bye!